got into color guard when I was in 8th grade. Like both of my sisters were in marching band. One of them was in the clarinet section, the other one was captain of the color guard that year. The first day of band camp, people signed up, but they didn't seem to have a lot of interest that year. So the directors came to me and they said, we know that like your sister has told us that you want to join color guard when you're a freshman and you're in high school, so why don't you just join this year if we could really use you on the field. One thing that really made me want to join the marching band, and I guess the color guard is an extension of that, was that one of my sisters joined the marching band first, and she played clarinet, and every day when she was a freshman she would come home and she would say how great it was to be in marching band, that all the people were so nice and that she loved doing it and the instructors were so great. And I would always think to myself, that sounds like a really cool thing to be a part of, that you're with a huge group of people and are doing this great thing together, and I kind of want to be a part of it. And my other sister joined, and she joined the color guard, and both my sisters were now saying how great it was to be in marching band, and it was such a great thing to do because there were so many people to be with. So when I was in 8th grade, I finally got the opportunity, and I got to join it too. We really emphasized the bands and what they're doing on the field. I'm the captain this year, and I was last year also. And it's my job to make sure that the color guard knows the work and that they're ready to go at any moment. We use flags that typically kind of reflect the style of the music we're playing and what mood it emits. This flag we got last year. We get a new flag each year. And this one was for the 9/11 10th anniversary show. So we thought that it kind of reflected a lot of emotions that happened during that terrible day. One thing that I always tell new people when they come in is that it's not going to make any sense whatsoever the first couple of days. You're going to be completely wrong all the time and you're not going to know what you're doing. But then after a couple of days, usually about 4 or 5, it just instantly clicks. Like you'll go to bed and you'll have no idea what you were doing at band that day. You'll come in the next morning and you'll do perfectly. One of the great things that color guard has taught me was like leadership skills. I mean, I was a really shy kid coming into high school. Still kind of am, but I've really come out of my shell. I'm able to do so many more things now that I've joined color guard. I'm able to put myself into a leadership position where I never would have put myself before. One thing that's very important to the recruiting process is field trips to the middle schools. And we'll kind of give testimonials as to why you should join the marching band and why it's so much fun. And then people who are in the band and they play an instrument, they'll have friends who don't play an instrument, but they still want to like have that face time and they want to be in such a great organization. And they'll say, well, I want to join color guard. So that's the great thing about color guard, is that if you really want to have that whole experience, you still can do it and you don't even have to play an instrument. There's definitely a difference between the marching band and the color guard, but at the end of the day, it's like we all have pizza together before and after games. We're all competing for the same goal when we're going to festivals, and we all just want to do our best each day. You know that when you join the color guard or any group in the marching band, you're instantly gaining about 100 friends. I would definitely say that color guard is an art form. I mean, maybe not in the conventional way that you take a pen to paper and you create something, but you create something on the field when you're marching. You kind of inspire the audience instead of yourself. You have to like use types of dance and you're using all sorts of choreography and you're really making it into an experience for the audience, kind of like when you're watching a movie. Yeah. A lot of people don't kind of understand that a lot of like colleges these days have marching bands of their own to play at their football games. There's a competitive league of bands that like our directors marched with, and it's very serious and it's very competitive. It's like semi-professional what they're doing, and they're absolutely amazing. I've seen some of those professional shows, so you can definitely continue it if you really have the drive to, but it's extremely difficult. It's almost like playing the sport professionally. If you want to join color guard, just go ahead and do it. We're an insanely accepting group. I mean, we're just basically a really big family. I loved the first year, so I've been with it ever since.
Just wait a sec.